Got the pistons in for the car show motor. That's what I got to put in it. There's the rings that came with it. Set of the Molly flat top pistons. As you can see the part number on them. Look, upside down. Set of the Cali's Compstar rods to put in it. There's some pins for it. I got to do a balance job on it. Change the 24 tooth over to a 58 tooth, and I go back and put a small weld on the reluctor wheel so it doesn't move. Just a stock GM crank. There's a part number on the crankshaft. Get it balanced up, and that will be the rotating assembly that goes in the motor. I'll do a couple little videos here of balancing it. Show you how to make up a bob weight. These two halves are bob weights. Basically, we are taking this and going to thought I might show people how to figure the bob weight up for the car show motor. That's the piston, pin, locks, rings, small end of the rod. That's the total. It has 2 pistons for throw on the crankshaft. Comes to that total. Then I'm using a 50% balance factor because it's a stock type motor. And you divide that by 2, which is 50%, comes up to 724. Then the bearing, we got 42, big end of the rod. We got 2 rods per throw, figure 4 grams for oil. That total is 976. So we add these 2 together, and we come up with the total bob weight of 1700. Slide this parts and pieces back up on the double check it, and we take the other half and do the same thing with this. Double check my weight again. Okay. Now that we've got that, move the camera over here. So you can see. Okay, this is, let's see, make sure y'all can see. Okay. Then you bolt bob weight onto the rock throw like so. If you look real close, I don't know if y'all will be able to see, there's actually numbers on these little right here, numbers on these that you want to line up right here and make it the same on both sides. So that evens up this distance so the bob weight is not squeezed tighter on one side than the other and gives it kind of a false reading. Okay, I've got all the weights on the crankshaft. You mount them 90 degrees apart, just like the rod throws are. And you try to center them up. This one I need to move just a little bit. Right to back on the rod throw. It also has numbers here that like A matches A here, but there's also numbers so I know get this distance correct so you're not cocking the weight from side to side. And we have an RPM pickup on the back of it. Start in the same spot every time and spin it up here and see where we're at. I don't like to stand in line with the crankshaft when I'm spinning it. I have had some of those weights come off, not too often, but it has happened, so it can hurt. Ramping up to RPM. And then it gets into the measuring mode. And on the left side, which is the rear, we need to remove 34.7 grams and 42.9 grams. The number up here at the top is the location. So we want to go to 59 on the right side, which is right there. Come around here. We need to remove some weight right here. And on the rear, it's 29. Crank around here to 29.5. We need to remove some weight probably right in here. I'll get set up and remove some weight. That's a bit, and let's cut a little weight out of this thing. Put a blue towel over the main bearing surface area so it didn't get chips down on it. See how we did. And we got to remove a little bit more weight. Just a little bit more adjustment here. Right there, right side. see what we got here. Right there, it's actually 500, right around 500 RPM. So your engine actually idles faster than that when it's sitting in the car. It will step up once it double checks the imbalance, speed it up to a higher RPM, and there it goes, it speeds it up. Right at 750. So your crankshaft is turning faster than that when your motor's idling. Get a measurement here. And still need 10 grams on the left and 3.6 on the right. See what we got there now. Get to the first step in the RPM, and then it will speed it up once it measures and make sure it's okay. It'll ramp it up to the higher RPM to get a final reading. Zero on the right side and still need 7.7 on the left. Alright. Let's spin it up here and see what we're at again. Wrapping up the first step in RPM. It goes to measure it, and now it's going to ramp it up with a higher RPM. The reason it does that is if it's way out of balance, it won't throw it off the machine then. Measuring 00, both ends. We'll do a printout on it, and this is actually the balance sheet I'll have all that information for whoever wins the motor.